much of a delay there's going to be today for this. Oh, I forgot to turn that light off. Let me turn that light off so it's not so washed out. Boom. See if I can get back in my chair without knocking all my stuff over. Which has been, like, a struggle today for some reason. And I think it's because I switched chairs, and this one has, like, a longer back to it. But I couldn't sit in my blue chair. It was not happening today. Right. So, I'm back. Been out for a while. We've been busy with dealing, it's been summer break. Anybody with younger children kind of knows that. And we had a trip that came up. So we were planning that and dealing with all that like runaround that usually gives you when you're like trying to get stuff ready. So we've been kind of MIA for a while. As you can see, Jamie is not here. He is at work currently, but I was going to do this anyway. And I figured I might as well just record myself doing it to show that I am still reading. I have officially read 27 books this year, which was my yearly goal. So I'm excited that I've already met my yearly goal, and we're only halfway through the year. Well, almost, we're on the 7th month of 12. So I'm watching my kids through a camera. And I have okay. So that I can I keep an eye on them while I'm doing this. I thought he was going to try and go in the backyard, but he's not. He's turned. So when we did a girls trip, we actually stopped at 5 bookstores around this area. I feel as though when you live in a city or you live in a place for a long time, you have a tendency to just kind of overlook local stores, right? Because you drive past them all the time, you never really think about it. So this was trying to get everyone who might not have normally gone to these places on their own to go. And because I did that, I ended up with so many books. So I'm going to update my TBR, and I have a tendency to kind of bypass the TBR on I fall victim to doom scrolling, and then from doom scrolling adding books to my Kindle list and all that stuff. So this is all of my physical copies. As you can see, I am a sucker for a sprayed edge. Some of these I actually found at a discounted bookstore and had to grab. I just had to have them. Some of them are signed. A lot of them are just really pretty. I did not read the synopsis on all of them when I bought them. So I figured we could go through the list. I'm going to actually write the titles on my little, I've got some pens and some popsicle sticks, and we're going to put them in my little ghosty, which sometimes you can see him, sometimes you can't. It looks like right now he's out of camera. I bought this a year ago or 2 years ago from Marshall's. Yep. For $8. And it was just so cute. He's reading a spooky stories book. He's got his own little coffee cup or mug or whatever the hell you want to, whatever he's drinking. Obviously I don't use it for beverages. Here comes one of my sons. We'll see what he wants. But I figured I would just put my little popsicle sticks in my cup, and then from there, take my TBR. Oh, they actually like sit in there very well. What do you need, bud?
Nothing.
Nothing? You don't need anything?
Yeah.
What are you doing down here?
Just watching.
Just watching? What's Oliver doing?
Watching TV.
Watching TV? What's Victor doing?
Watching TV.
Cool.
Is it my turn to game?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You're after Victor. Hey, nope. Stay in my room, please. I'm not going to fight with you. Stay in my room. Parker Joel.
What?
3, 2. Why don't you go back upstairs? Go play.
No.
Yep.
No. No. What just happened?
I want you to go back upstairs and go play.
Go to the back rooms. I'll go to the back rooms. Mommy, I want to go to the back rooms.
Go play, please. Get out of the basement. Love you. Shut that door.
No.
Okay. That's going to increase our background noise. But, so we are going to add the books to, or I took them out. And I figured I can read some synopsis, and then I'm going to pick a book. I actually, after I read 2 books pretty quickly within like 24 hours of each other, I actually have the first one in the shelf right here. I bought this from one of our local bookstores. You can't really see it because it says Feeling the Heat Part 1. It is signed. Normally I try not to read my signed books, but you know what? I didn't particularly want to try and purchase the book another way. It is a duology. I did then grab the second book on my Kindle and quickly read it. Okay. When I originally bought this, you can get this book via Kindle Unlimited. And I didn't realize that there are illustrations in this book. Is that the only one? That is criminal. There is a full color illustration in this book that I had no idea was in here. That must have been one of the parts I read on my Kindle in the pool. I am so mad that there isn't more in here. Because it is so good. It is such a I am so mad. Anyway. So I read the first and the second, so this one, and then also the next one right after it, the completed duology, probably within less than 48 or less than 24 hours for each book. I just devoured them. You know, when it comes to like, it wasn't very like, there is plot, but I forget where I had this one. There is plot in it, but it wasn't super serious. It was a very easy read. There's a lot of smut in that book. Apparently that's what I needed in my life. So I am so mad I did not see that image initially when I first read it. It's fine. So I figured I went through yesterday, got all the stickers off the books because everyone hates a sticker. I'm going to go through shelf by shelf, add these books to my TBR. We can do like a quick synopsis on some of them or all of them. I don't know. It just depends. Some of them are pretty popular and have not been released and have been released for a while. And I just snagged up physical copies. And then some of them just like, I hadn't. So this one in particular is a pretty popular series. This is called Bounded Bonded Bonded by Thorns. If you do any kind of doom scrolling or anything like that, you will have seen this. This book, I feel kind of bad because I had gone to the discounted bookstore, Bonded by Thorns, and this is a series, The Beast of the Briar. It is by Elizabeth Helen. I like that name, Elizabeth Helen. That's pretty. And I've seen a lot of things about it on like TikTok and Reels and what have you. This one is a, like, you know, those book subscriptions. I can't remember which one it is, but it was a special edition from the book subscriptions. This is still sealed in plastic, and I probably won't unseal it. I'm going to be real honest. It is so pretty that I had to have it. I had already planned on kind of reading this book eventually. It wasn't like super high on my list just because I have so many other books that I want to read, but it was so pretty. So long story short, I think that somebody either had donated or had like sold them to the store a bunch of their special editions, signed copies, sprayed edges. That's where I got a lot of these. Some of my signed copies I did pay full price for at a local bookstore, but a lot of these ones, is like the one I just picked up, I bought discounted at that store. I got really lucky, and a lot of them, and that was when I was just like picking up, like judging books by their cover. And if you get a book signed, it doesn't necessarily bring up the monetary value of that book, which is fine. But I really like it. I think it means more when an author has, taken the time to actually write up their books. You can't write in their books and sign them. You can find like special edition books have been signed, but you can tell that the signature is actually just printed. I usually bypass those. I want something that I can see where they like held the pen on the paper too long, things like that. And that's mostly, honestly, that's just me being a snob. That's me being a prickly little bitch. And that's fine. I'll be a prickly little bitch. These are my books. This is my life. So, Bounded by Thorns. I'm going to write this on a popsicle stick. I'm going to put it in my cup. Back on. Yeah, I'm a big mood reader, so I have a hard time like just picking a book and then reading it and then completely being into it. I have to be pretty like I think most people are. I think most people, you can't sit here and tell me that you aren't kind of a mood reader, because apparently the mood I'm in right now, I've been doom scrolling this morning because it's Saturday, and a lot of my like For You page is clips of like a mafia romance, and there's like 3 or 4 different ones. I'm sure you've seen those where they have to like scratch out the word cock and stuff. Whatever. So apparently that's what I'm in the mood for. That's what my algorithm has decided. But okay, Bonded by Thorns. It's by Elizabeth Helen. It's got a 3.92, so it's almost got 4,000. It's almost got 4 stars. It's got almost 80,000 ratings. We're sitting at or almost 79,000 ratings. It's close. So I'm gonna read the synopsis to this. We put it in the cup. At the end of this video, I'm gonna like swirl it around, pick a popsicle stick out of the cup, and that will be the book I start for this weekend. I've got a lot of household chores I need to get done, and I really want to be like listening to a. Do I have my headphones? Did I leave them at work? Shit. I want to read a book this weekend. That's a goal. But I don't know what to read. And I'm like sitting on all these books I haven't read. I will discover if I've left my headphones out at work or not here in a minute. I don't think I did though. But Bounded by Thorns, 4 Beastly Princes, 1 Awkward Bookworm, an Enchanted World of Fae, Magic, and Danger. Disclaimer. I am a lover of romance books written about people who love books. I have read like Meet in the Margins. I have read like the beach read. I have read because it's so, for me, it's so relatable to read a romance book about people connecting over books. I feel like a lot of my friends, a lot of the friendships and really kind of meaningful relationships I have with other people have started because of my love of books and my love of reading. I've always loved to read. I read a lot as a child. Some books, like there's one series I actually bought. I actually had to find, to be honest. I had to go scouring like thrift bookstores online. This is the whole series. It's actively falling apart, so I try not to like touch it too often. It's called The Enchanted Forest Chronicles. How many books is this? This is 4 books. Dealing with Dragons, Searching for Dragons, Calling on Dragons, and Talking to Dragons. I loved these books. I think this is probably the first fantasy novel I had ever read in my life. Again, they're for kids, but it was so nostalgic for me that I then found it as an adult and I had to buy it. I didn't realize it came in a combined copy. If I ever, I'm counting children, if I ever found like a special edition of that, I would probably lose it because it meant so much to me as a child. So a lot of the books that you'll see in my TBR are books about, circling back now, are books that are about people who love books. So, and apparently so is Bonded by Thorns. I have always loved fairy tales. I never imagined I'd actually be in one. When my father wanders into the enchanted realm of the Fae, I know I have to go after him. And when he gets imprisoned, I'll do anything to save him, even trade my freedom for his. I had no idea I'd end up imprisoned by 4 sexy Fae who turn into beasts at night. Yes, Queen. Let's pull some Beauty and the Beast in here. I have to win my freedom, and that means making a bargain with them. They must find their mates in order to break the curse. If I can help them do that, they'll set me free. Sounds simple, right? It's not, because against my better judgment, I'm starting to fall for these beastly princes. One is smart and sweet, the other mysterious and deadly, another flirty and confident, and the last prince. He's handsome, strong, and has a wicked temper, and is dead set against
my turn again.
Yes, against breaking the curse. Why does he want to keep me here forever? But it's not just my freedom on the line. If I don't break the prince's curse soon, all the magic in the enchanted veil will be stolen by the evil and stupidly hot Prince of Thorns. I am not letting my princes stay cursed. Not after I have fallen in love with them. Oh my gosh. It's a steamy adult Beauty and the Beast retelling set in a fantasy fae realm. This is a full-length novel that ends on a cliffhanger. It's intended for mature readers only. Oh, yes, Queen, yes. I don't even know how many books are in this series. Let's look. It's a lot. It's like 4 or 5. Okay. I will always bypass a 1.5. Because, let's be honest, I don't have time to read. I might eventually go back to those like hotshot novellas that are in between the books after I've read the series, but no. I've got, okay, so there is 7 books. Ooh, the final. So there's 7 books. The 7th is not published yet. Neither is the 6th. Okay, so let's see. It looks like the 5th book is the most recent. It's only got 5,000 ratings. It was released in April of 2026. Okay, so it's only been out for a few months. So that explains it. But like I said, I know that this one has taken like book talk by storm. I've seen it everywhere. I had to get this special edition I needed to have. So we're going to add it to that TBR. I put it in the cup. We're going to move on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. Almost all these are romance novels. Or at least fantasy based. Because I'm a fantasy girly. So this one, it's not signed. It's not a special edition. It is a plain old, I had to have this because it's been on my TBR forever list. The Book of Azrael. I have wanted to read it for a while. Sorry, checking on my kids. Like I said, it's not signed. It's not a sprayed edge. Even the spine has been broken in. Totally cool with that. Does not bother me. It means it'll be easier to read. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in, and we can look at the synopsis. By Amber Nicole. Because my kids are streaming video games. It's one of the reasons why I usually do these videos at night is because my kids stream everything. YouTube, video games, they're on whatever all the time. And that can mess up my connection down here because I'm farther away from the box, from the Wi-Fi router. Okay, so yeah, if you're on Goodreads and you've wanted to read this book, you can get on and enter the giveaway. Actually, I'm gonna enter the giveaway. Fuck it. Company name. Sneaky Wink. Y'all, have you seen my Sneaky Wink tattoo? Because I got one. It's on our page. It's on Sneaky Wink's page. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville. You know what? I probably shouldn't have said that on the internet, but that's okay. It's a big. Okay. Delete that address. Yes. Had my old address on here. Cool. Goodreads is not a sponsor of this giveaway. Now the likelihood of me winning this is super slim. But hey, oh, it's a sprayed edge version. It's so pretty too. I just put the second. Did I put the second one on my Amazon list? I can't remember. I'm a sucker for a sprayed edge. So much a sucker for a sprayed edge. That's why I got a shirt that says it. That's why we sell merchandise for it. If I win this book, I will give away this book to somebody. Like, we could do our own raffle. My beat up copy of it. I'm sorry. Is that stupid? Is that lame? Anyway. Let's add this to the list. And I'll put it in my... It's already in my... Okay. In my TBR. Okay. Okay. Now, this book came out in 2002. It's got a 4.1. When there are gods, there are also monsters. 1,000 years ago, Diana gave up her life in the deserts of Aurora to save her dying sister. She called upon anyone who would listen, not expecting a monster far worse than any nightmare to answer. Now she does what Caden asks, even if that means securing an ancient relic from the very creatures that hunt her. In the old world, his name is Samkiel. Samkiel. And in the new world, his name is Liam. But one title remains true throughout time. He is a world ender, a myth to his enemies, a savior, and a king to those loyal to him. After the gods' war, he locked himself away, hiding from the world. He denied his crown and responsibilities, leaving the very ones who needed him most to deal with the fallout of the death of their homeworld. Now an attack on those he holds dear sends him back to the one realm he never wished to visit again, and into the sights of an enemy he thought he imprisoned eons ago. Now enemies older than time must put aside their differences and work together in hopes of saving both their world and every realm in between. Oh, see, your girl's got taste. What do I say? What can I say except you're welcome? And I mean, I don't expect people to add these books to their TBR either. I just assumed that if I'm reading it and some people might want to also read it, here we are. So, this one is called How to Write a Love Story by Catherine Walsh. This was one of the ones that I briefly read. Now, it is very pretty. It is a sprayed edge. It's got like... I love this. I love that on the inside of some of these books, like the cover, it has, it's got that design on the hardback. Now, this one is not signed. Tragic, but it was so pretty. So, I'll read you the synopsis of this one. We'll add it to the list. Boop, boop, boop. So, one writer, one editor, one hot summer, a romance for the books. Sierra Sheridan's father had left her with three things: a sprawling and distinctly ramshackle estate on the Irish coast, the outline for the finale. For the finale to his best-selling epic fantasy series that he wanted her to finish, and writer's block. Enter Sam Avery, Frank Sheridan's fanboy and hotshot editor, sent from New York publishing house direct to her doorstep, against Sierra's wishes, and a red pen at the ready. With the deadline looming, Sierra and Sam have just a few weeks to stop bickering, write this novel, and secure Frank's legacy. But as the summer heats up, so too does the tension between them. Will their own love story be the plot twist neither of them see coming? I love a book about people who love books. Just saying. It is a contemporary romance. This was actually published this year in March. She's got quite a few other books, I think. I personally have never heard of her before. How to Write a Love Story. Let's go ahead and add this. Put this on a thing. Nope. To write a love story. Okay, let's see what else she's written. I loved Spiral. Let's just, okay. Have I read any of her other books? I don't think so. Cute. More books by her. Let's see. She's got 8 distinct works. Okay. I have not read any of her other books. But that's fine. I think I just skipped my camera. Sorry. Okay. Next. Thank you. Next. We have this one. Now, The Last Hour Between Worlds. Again, Sprite Edge. This is one of the ones I saw. Was like super impressed by how pretty it was. I'm adding my stream over here so I can look at it. So super pretty. This one is signed. What I love about it, though, look at this cover. Look how pretty that is. Love it. So, this one is written by Melissa Carcero. I think I've heard of The Tethered Mage. Let's look. I'm looking at her other books, but this is the only one. I think I've heard of The Tethered Mage. Let's just look her up. Melissa. I hurt myself earlier, like scraped my thumb. And The Tethered Mage. No, I have never read this book or heard of it. But I've heard of this one. Alright. The Last Hour. The Last Hour Between Worlds. Let's see what you got. Ooh. We're gonna throw this up. This is an LGBTQ plus book. It tells me that on Goodreads. That's why I know. Okay. A whip-smart adventure fantasy packed with rival guilds, reality-bending magic, and sapphic pining. The Last Hour Between Worlds is a brilliant launch of the new series from David Gemmell, award-winning author. Wait, who's David Gellman? Is this written by a man? With a pen name of a woman? Who are you, good sir? Or is it about somebody named David? Okay. Did he work with her on this book? Maybe he gave her the idea for it? I don't know. Kimbrella Thorne is spending a few hours away from her newborn, and she's determined to enjoy herself at this party no matter what. But when the guests start dropping dead, Kem has no choice but to get to work. She is a hound, after all, and she can't help picking up the scent of trouble. She's not the only one. Her professional and personal nemesis, notorious burglar Rika Nonsuch, couldn't tell you how to say that, is on the prowl. They quickly identify what's causing the mysterious grandfather clock that sends them down an echo every time it chimes. In each strange new layer of reality, time resets, and the sinister figure appears to perform a blood-soaked ritual. As Kem and Rika fall into increasingly macabre versions of their city, they need to rely on their wits and each other to unravel the secret of the clock and save their home. Cool. Got it. The last hour between worlds. Let's do this one. I can actively hear my kids fighting. Last hour between worlds. You guys might have to actually watch me. Why are they fighting? Something to do with the video game, probably. No, I turned the camera on and he stopped screaming, so must not have been that serious. Must not have been that serious. Okay, next. That's it for this shelf. We'll move down a shelf. Ooh. This book, Ghost Eaters. This is not a romance book. This is a horror novel I picked up at a horror bookstore. Horror? Why is that so hard to say? Bookstore. It's called Ghost Eaters. Ghost Eaters. Boop. Okay. It's got a 3.3. Chapman. It was. I like a good horror novel every now and then. It's a good mix up. So, and it's not very long. It's only 304 pages. So, Erin hasn't been able to set a single boundary with her charismatic but reckless college ex-boyfriend, Silas. But when he asks her to bail him out of rehab again, she knows she needs to cut him off. But days after he gets out, Silas turns up dead of an overdose in their hometown of Richmond, Virginia, and Erin's world falls apart. Then a friend tells her about Ghost, a new drug that allows users to see the dead. Want to get haunted? He asks. Grieving and desperate for closure with Silas, Erin agrees to a pill-popping seance. But the drug has unfathomable side effects, and once you take it, you can never go back. Doesn't that just sound fucking epic? Oh, good. Love it. So excited. So excited. Okay. The Courting of Bristol Keats. Never heard of it. Super pretty. Man, this is heavy. This is a hefty book. How many pages is this? Over. Oh, it's not that bad. 500. It's not that bad. It's 500 pages. I sound like such an idiot. 541. Okay. Is this one signed? Did I get another signed, or is it just pretty? It's just pretty. but I wanted it. Oh, that's cute. Listen to her dedication page. For the man who invited me on a little walk, and it turned into a magical adventure. Magical journey, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's look up this book. Recording. My back itches. Okay. It bothers me when they run into the dining room. There's one. Okay. I've got PTSD of the pool. Here comes the second one. Okay, this book came out in 2024. It's got a 3.6. Not bad, not bad. The first book in a duology. Okay, so this will probably end on a cliffhanger. After losing both her parents, Bristol Keats and her sister struggled to stay afloat in their small, quiet town of Bowes Keep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Even her father might still be alive, not killed, but kidnapped by a terrifying creature to a whole other realm, the one he is from. Desperate to save her father and find the truth, Bristol journeys to the land of gods and fae and monsters. Pulled into a dangerous world of magic and intrigue, she makes a deadly bargain with the King Fae, Tigan. But what she doesn't know is that he is the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run, and he's just as determined as she is to find her father, dead or alive. Mayam. If I do also declare. Courting of Bristol Keats. Do you ever wonder where people come up with these names? I'm terrible at naming things. Look at these sprayed edges, though. Phases of the moon. Look at that. Oh, love it. Love it, love it. All right. This next book. I purposely didn't buy this until this girls' weekend because I knew that I wanted it. The Ballad of Falling Dragons. This just came out this year. It is a sequel to the oh shit. Give me a second, I'll tell you. It has escaped my brain. When the Moon Hatched. It is a sequel to When the Moon Hatched. Do not read this book if you have not read When the Moon Hatched. If you have not read When the Moon Hatched and you love to read romance books, what the fuck are you doing? Because I was destroyed. I loved it. It was everything. I think I bought it. My dad had actually bought me the physical copy, which I own. And then I had bought the audiobook version because it was just so good. I needed to be able to read it hands-free so I could actually also live life while reading the book. So if you have not read it, do it. It is so good. So I'm going to add this into my cup because I bought the physical copy. It's on my TBR. But if I end up drawing this today, just today, I'll actually pick something else just because we're getting started on this. And I don't want everyone to have to try and keep up with me. Ballad of Falling dragons. And that's just a personal preference for me. I don't want to have people to like. I don't want to force people to have to try to read a whole very long book to then read this book with me. But I like this one is not signed. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on that front cover because if you know, you know. So good. So good. All right. Moving on. Look at my pink shelf. So. Boom. Boom. The irresistible urge to fall for your enemy. The best love stories begin with hate at first sight. So this is obviously enemies to lovers. This actually popped up on something of mine today and caught me a little bit by surprise because I haven't actively looked it up yet, and then all of a sudden it was like right there in my face. The Dearly Beloved book one. It's a good. Oh, it was nominated for readers' favorite romantasy on Goodreads last year. Cool. Irresistible urge to fall for your enemy. Enemies all alone in the moonlight. Now this is a signed copy. And I know because I had to peel the sticker off of it that said it was signed. Here's the signature. Love it. It's pink. It matches the pink sprayed edge book I have. Which I realize now is just really pretty. And it's like the 5th of a series. So we're going to look up the 1st of the series. Which I absolutely know nothing about. So, okay. Ooh, it says it's a slow burn. But if you've read Love Hypothesis, which I have and I really enjoyed, apparently it's perfect for fans. So, what is up with these names? Osric Modorant, member of the Faerun Order of Assassins, is in dire need of healing. Naturally, such is a grim comedy of fate, the only healer who can help him is Arion I'm sorry. If for some reason Bridget Knightley, I have a hard time saying your name. This is why audiobooks are so popular, because how can I know how to pronounce this? Premint scientist, bastion of moral good, and member of the enemy order. Or Ariani is desperate. I'm butchering this. I'm sorry. Is desperate for funding to heal the sick. So desperate that even when Orzic bribes her to help him, she accepts, even if she detests him and everything he stands for. A forced collaboration ensues. The brilliant woman in STEM is coerced into working with the PhD in murders, much to Arion's disgust. As Orzic and Arion work together to heal his illness and investigate the mysterious reoccurrence of a deadly pox, they find themselves ardently denying their attraction, which only fuels the heat between them. So it says, enemies to lovers, high interaction, slow burn, hyper competent idiots. He falls first and harder. Effervescent. What is that word? Y'all, this makes me sound like an idiot, I swear. But that's okay, because I kind of am. I don't. Versification. The removal of internal organs or the protrusion of organs through surgical incision. Okay. So that as a love language. Interesting. Okay. To each their own, I guess. We're gonna find out. And the next book I bought, The Queen of the Dawn. It was so pretty. I had to have it. Look how pretty it is. Oh, it's signed too. So let's go look up the first book. Shadows and Crowns is the series. Shadows. Probably good if I spelled it right. Song of the Mart, I think is the first one. Yeah, okay. So here's the first book. It's The Song of the Mart. It's got a 3.8. It was published in 2020. The old gods are growing restless. Mercenary Cassia Greythorn. Put you back where you belong, sir. Cares about two things: completing her latest job and earning enough coin for the expensive medicine that keeps her mentor alive. So when the king commands her to investigate a strange plague devastating the empire, she can't resist the massive reward he offers, even if it does mean working with the arrogant and infuriating Captain Elderner. But as the death toll rises and strange monsters wreak havoc across the realms, Cass and Elander find themselves against meddling gods and very old magic, because ancient evil is stirring in the shadows, and their empire will not survive its full unleashing. Okay. Another enemies to lovers. Apparently that's what I'm looking at this week. The Song of the Mart. It looks like it is on Kindle, so that's good. The book I bought is a 5th in the series, so we'd at least have to read the first 4 some other way before I can read the one I have in person. And this is why you don't bring me anywhere. Oh shit, did I add the other one to my read list? Irritating urge. No. Am I spelling it wrong? What the fuck? I-R-E. Irresistible, not irritating. Irresistible. Why didn't you tell me? Because I can't hear you. That's why. Because no one's watching. That's why. I did not add it to my want to read list. Alright, done. Alright, next. Look at this little bitty. It's so little, but it's braid edge. I don't know if it's signed or not. It is signed. Do your worst. All right. So this got a 3.4, published in 23. Something distracts me. Now I don't know what it was. Okay. Sparks fly when an occult expert and a disgraced archaeologist become enemies with benefits in this steamy romance. Another enemies to lovers. Riley Rhodes finally has a chance to turn her family's knack for supernatural into a legit business when she is hired to break the curse on an infamous Scottish castle. Always send me to Scotland. Let's go. Used to working alone in her alignment In her alienating, what the fuck is wrong with me? Alienating occupation, she's presently surprised to meet a handsome stranger upon arrival, until he tries to get her fired. Fresh off the professional scandal, Clark Edgware can't allow a self-proclaiming curse breaker to threaten his last chance for redemption. After he fails to get Riley kicked off his survey site, he vows to avoid her. Unfortunately for him, she vows to get even. Riley expects the curse to do her dirty work by driving Clark away, but instead they keep finding themselves in close proximity. Too close. Turns out the only thing they do better than fight is fool around. If they're not careful, by the end of all of this, more than the castle will end up in ruins. This must be smut driven. Do your worst. Boop. By Rosie Dandan. Want to read. Continue. Done. Okay. Look at that sprayedy edge. Oh yeah. Okay. Silver in the Bone. Look how pretty this book is. Oh shit. It's got one of them fancy covers. The inside is gorgeous. Is this one signed? Oh, yes, this one is signed. This signed first edition was printed exclusively for Owl Crate. Okay, so this must have came with the Owl Crate. But let's go and put this back on. This too, like, who thought of these? So pretty. Alright. Silver in the Bone. Let's look this one up. So this is a young adult. Okay, that's fine. We can throw a young adult in there every now and then. I'm gonna be a little less excited to read it though, because that just means that's like the ultimate slow burn. A fade to black. Silver in the Bone. I'll put a bone in it. Oops. It didn't even want to go into my cup, y'all. That's foreshadowing. Okay. Oh, I just wrote all over myself. Okay. Okay. Born without a trace of magic, Tasman Lark is no match for the sorceress of the Hollow and Hollowers who populate the magical underground of Boston. But when the only parent she's ever known disappears without so much as a goodbye, she has no choice but to join their cutthroat pursuit of enchanted relics to keep herself and her brother Cable alive. 10 years later, rumors are swirling that her guardian found a powerful ring from the Arthurian legend and just before he vanished. A run-in with her rival, Emery's, ignites Tammins' hope that the ring could be free Campbell from a curse that threatens both of them. But they aren't the only ones who covet the ring. As the word spreads, greedily Hollowers start circling, and many would kill to have it for themselves. While Emery... They're just going crazy. While Emery's the last person Tasman would choose to partner with, she needs all the help she can get to edge out her competitors in the race for the ring. Together they dive headfirst into the Viper's nest of dark magic, exposing a deadly secret with the power to awaken ghosts of the past and shatter her last hope of saving her brother. So, this was published in 2023. It's listed as a fantasy, a young adult. It says it's got romance in it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Not mad at it. Next. Okay. That's on my top shelf. Let's move to this one. The Exquisite Ruin. Now, my husband bought me this. Sprayed edge. Still has a sticker on it. Gonna add this to the... They're just fighting. Okay. I really don't know. I've had this book for a hot minute. I think Jamie got it for me for Easter. Last year. Exquisite, S-I-T-E. Ruin. Here it is. He's gonna go tell mommy. Alright. It's funny because this one has like the same tags as the last book I just read, except that it's adult and not YA. In this darkly romantic reimagining of the Minotaur myth, a sorceress and a demon are intertwined in a sensual battle to escape a deadly maze and reclaim their freedom. Okay. Sandria wakes in a labyrinth, remembering nothing except that she is a powerful sorceress. Her only companion is a hostile immortal named Desiree. Deasra. I'll look it up later. Beautiful, dangerous, and demonic, who's bound his divine soul for power and revenge. Despite their animosity, the two have no choice but to work together to reach the center and defeat the monster who prevents their escape. But the longer they wander, the more deadly and alive the maze becomes, and the more that Sandre finds herself drawn to Desiree in a way she can't explain. As sorceress and demon develop a tenuous truce, the labyrinth gives Sandre glimpses of their shared history of passion and pain that makes her question everything she knows. Unlocking the secrets of her past may be the only way to survive and heal their entwined fates, but as she learns more about the betrayals that brought them to the labyrinth, Sandre begins to fear that the monster at the center could be Desiree or even herself. Ooh. And this is how you know that my husband knows me. Exquisite. That moment when we are like, the English language is a ridiculous joke. Okay, where did you go? That's a graphic novel. I read that one. This is Onyx Storm, which I should probably read at some point. Is there anything else on this list that needs to be added? Okay, here's the thing. I have a couple books that I bought a long time ago. Well, you know what? I probably should just add them because they're on this shelf. And I need to just read what's on this shelf, don't I? The thing is, it's like, I didn't realize how many books I'd actually bought. Where did they go? Okay, so we have, I bought this one. He sees you when you're sleeping. I then bedazzled the whole front of it. I'm not really sure why I did that. But we'll add it to the book. Or we'll add it to the cup. And then we'll add the other... What is this? Okay. There's like 2 of a series on this shelf. And then there's one... I don't know if it's a standalone or not. But I know it's the first one. So we'll add these last 3 books. And then we'll be all done. Okay. He sees you. He sees you when you're sleeping. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, this got 3.5. Oops, came out 24. Here, we'll put these other ones on this over here so I can. This is a Christmas themed book, obviously. This is book 3. Is this book 2? Is that what this is? So I need to go look up book 1. Okay, yeah. These are actually signed. That's probably why I bought them. Both of these are from the same series. Both got sprayed edges. They're very pretty. So we'll look up book 1. Sinner's Lies. Okay. Anyway, he sees you when you're sleeping. Which is Christmas themed, of course, but it's the night before Christmas and I'm all alone in the house. Popular jewelry influencer Chloe Hallman is steeling herself to spend another holiday on her own. Instead, she finds herself drawn to 2 different guys, a smoldering hot fan of her secret, seductive online persona, and a sexy fireman named Jack who looks out for her in her New York City neighborhood. She has no idea that I know her better than she knows herself. Her deepest secrets, her darkest desires. She's careful, but I've been watching, never leaving footprints in the snow outside her home. Jack was a first responder to the accident that stole a beautiful young woman's family 2 Christmases ago, and he's been quietly guarding her ever since. When Jack uncovers Chloe's secret account, his obsession only grows. Both he and Chloe are drawn to the darkness that mirrors their own. She's my Christmas wish come true, and I'm hers. She just doesn't know it yet. Will Chloe's Christmas be a tale of fiery passion, or a dangerous game with a man whose love knows no bounds? So, he sees you when you're sleeping as a dark romance with a morally gray male lead. Some themes may be disturbing to listeners. Please check your trigger warnings. Why choose between naughty and nice? Alright. Next one is Pen Pal. I'll wait forever if I have to, is what this says. I don't remember why I bought this one. Or where. I have seen it occasionally on some places. Pen Pal. It all began with just one line. Okay. Huh. I'm surprised it just doesn't pop up. There it goes. Okay. The first letter arrived the day my husband was buried. It was postmarked from the state penitentiary and contained a single sentence. I'll wait forever if I have to. It was signed by Dante, a man I didn't know. Out of simple curiosity, I wrote back to ask him what exactly he was waiting for. His reply, you. I told the mysterious man he had the wrong girl. He said he didn't. I said we never met, but he said I was wrong. We went back and forth, exchanging letters every week that grew increasingly more intimate. Then one day the letter stopped. When I found out why, it was already too late. Dante was at my doorstep, and nothing on earth could prepare me for what happened next. Dark Romance came out in 2022. It's got a 4.1. So, now we will look up this series that I have the second and third book up, and not the first for some reason. It looks like it's a mafia romance. Mafia! We'll just look up the author. Alright, Kylie Kent. I think A Sinner's Promise, because these are A Sinner's Virtue, A Sinner's... Okay, yes. Okay, so this is the first one. It's got a 4.1. All books in this series are standalone dark romance. Okay, so I could technically just add these ones into the hat, or into the ghost. These are like large print. But I don't want to. I'm gonna do the first one just because that's how I roll. Look at this thick boy. That's a graphic novel. Or a manga, depending on who you ask. It's the anniversary edition. Okay. Geo. Being the eldest son has always been a blessing and a curse. I was raised to be one thing and one thing only, a monster. My father did everything in his power to make sure that's exactly what I became, too. He wasn't expecting that the monster he created would be the one to take him out, though. Now I'm in charge of the family, the empire, everything. I'm learning real fast that being the boss isn't all it's cracked up to be. The first order of business was finding a new place to live. I didn't want my 4 younger brothers to have to remain in the house of the horrors, aka our childhood home, any longer than they had to be. But the second I laid eyes on my new realtor, my sole focus became making her mine in every way possible. Eloise. I've worked my ass off to land the elite property listing of Melbourne. The downfall? Elite properties come with elite assholes. I've learned over the past year, how to deal with the suggestive comments and overly friendly touches from prospective buyers. The day I meet my latest client, Gio Del Bellis, all of my skills seem to go on vacation. Because one look at him has me wanting to throw caution to the wind and give in to temptation he's offering. But my career is way more important to me than one sinful, appetizing hot piece of man candy. At least, I think it is. So, we'll add this one. I have run out of popsicle sticks. Oh, hell. I had more. Where'd they go? Y'all. Maybe I won't add this to the list. Shit. I had my stuff fall down earlier, and I wonder if it's on the floor. But it's kind of dark in here, so I can't see. I didn't see them. Oh, there they are. I found them. Turn off. So that must mean that the other books follow his brothers, if they're all standalones. I just need one more stick, my dude. All right. A sinner's promise. Comes a kid. What's up, bud?
Mommy, the game is dead.
Okay, well, we'll charge it. What's Oliver doing?
Just playing on other TV.
What's Victor doing?
Playing a game.
Okay.
What? Mommy, I'm in.
How about you get out of my room? PJ, get out of my room, please. Okay.
Whoa!
What do you want for lunch?
Oreos.
Nope.
Oreos.
I don't have any Oreos.
I just saw one in the bag.
What bag?
The grocery shop bag.
I don't have them.
Buy it.
No.
Yeah.
What do you want for lunch? You want pizza rolls? You want a sandwich?
No chicken nuggets.
Okay. I'll make them as soon as I get upstairs.
And a sandwich.
No, you can either have dino chicken nuggets or you can have a sandwich.
Sandwich.
You want a sandwich?
Peanut butter.
And jelly?
Just jelly.
Oh, you're not getting...
I want a jelly sandwich. Not just a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
How about you get dino nuggets and a jelly toast?
Jelly toast. Jelly toast.
Okay. Go upstairs, please.
Whoa! Whoa!
And that is my child. My kid is always hungry. All right, let's look up a book. Let's pick a book out of my ghosty ghost. I like tangible things, y'all, if you haven't been able to tell. All right. And the book we will be starting for Spilling My Usual Tea, because I have been a crappy person on this and not been consistent. Consistently inconsistent. How's that? I did not want to get this one. What if I just put it back? See? Mood reader. Mood reader. I am gonna put this back. Last time. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. No one's on here. No one gives a shit. No one's gonna watch this. It'd be funny if I got it again. Book of Azrael. That's where we're doing. Put this back up here on my little shelf that you can't see. Make sure I'm not. There you go. I'm not lying. The first one was the Christmas one, and I am just such a bah humbug kind of person anyway that I just can't right now. Probably shouldn't have put it in the thing, but I did. Okay, so Book of Azrael. That is a kind of a long one. Let's pull up my list of books. That is the one that I put in for a. It has the giveaway. So I will start this today. It is 608 pages. We'll probably do a couple videos on this one. You have 13 days to, or 10 days and 13 hours to add yourself to the giveaway on Goodreads if you want to try and win a copy of the oh, Jesus. If you want to try to enter a giveaway to get this. Whew. We will start this. I'm actually going to look this up on Audible real quick because, like I said, I'm gonna have to actually do some shit today, like feed my kids and laundry is my biggest thing actually. What I like to do is when I'm craving, they have a get 2 titles for 1 credit right now. It would be real cool if that was on there, but I doubt it will be. Zodiac Academy 8 is on there if you're interested. Let's see. Interesting. There are a lot of interesting books on here. Oh, that looks creepy. Okay, anyway. It must be raining. Okay, this is on Audible. So we're going to go ahead and get it. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, it's a slow bird. I wonder if it's a dual narrative. Guess we'll find out. Okay, we'll get it for 1 credit. Success. Now we have to read it. Now I've spent money on it. It says the audiobook is 21 hours. So here's what I like to do. And I don't know if other people like to do this, but when I own both the audiobook and the physical copy of a book, I will try to read via, like, if I stop the audiobook, I try to stop it at, like, the beginning of a chapter. That way, if for some reason I want to go ahead and grab the physical copy of it, which is in here, I can then open it up and be like, well, I know I'm on chapter 19, so I don't have to worry about, like, finding exactly where I am via the audiobook and the regular book. That is just something I do. Of course, you don't have to do that. I'm going to go and see if I can find my, headphones, which if they are anywhere, it would be in my purse. I've got my Morally Gray is my favorite color bookmark. So I'm going to just slide this into the beginning of this book. So when I do pick this up eventually today, when I have the time, I will go ahead and have a bookmark ready and waiting. So, but for right now, we'll put this back on the shelf. That way my boys don't decide that they want to ruin it for some reason. And we will begin. So, I hope you guys want to read along with me. I know this video is kind of long. Oops. What the fuck was that? Jamie is usually the one who brings like a lot of the comedy into this, but I wasn't trying to be comedic. This was just something I've been wanting to update my TBR. I wanted to add a lot of the new books that I had bought, books that I had been wanting to read, and try and work my way through them. Now, I don't know when I'll do my next video on this. It might be tonight, depending on what I got going on tonight. And just kind of give an update on how I view the book from the beginning, what the audiobook is like, if I think I'm going to like it. Again, what is it, like a 600-page book? It's a long one. It's a longie. Yeah, 608 pages, the hardcover version of it is. But I mean, it's got amazing ratings. So if you are in the mood for a dark, enemies to lovers, fantasy romance novel, pick it up, read it with me. And I will see you guys on the flip side. I'm gonna go make some late lunch. They have late breakfast, so it's okay. And then I'm going to start listening to this book. I hope everyone has the great rest of their Saturday. Stay dry. It is piss pouring down rain. Apparently, because life is that way. Let's see, I can look outside. Pull my camera's live stream. So we can flood watch remains. We can do that. I'm gonna go make some lunch. I'm hungry. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Again, this has been I didn't do the actual intro, so I might have to edit this, redo it. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more serious with this. Maybe Jamie will be in for our next book. I'm gonna shoot him a message. So again, I hope I see you guys later. Have a great Saturday.